And I was Boots' first tone of voice manager, and my role there was to go out and find the best writers in the land and bring them back to work for Boots. It was a lovely job because I love talking to people and finding great writers. I then worked on developing the first tone of voice for Boots and then training all of the people internally and those external writers to get that consistently so that we could get the personality of Boots consistently in all the communications that the organisation was using. And since then I've built up Afia as a consultancy, and as you say, we work for mostly larger, older organisations that have maybe lost touch with their customers to an extent, are not connecting as well with customers and with people internally, and we help them to connect better. I suppose what I specialise in, if you like, is the marketing jargon, is tone of voice or brand language, if you like. But it absolutely goes for how you write, but also how you speak. So how do people sound on the phone when you ring customer service? Is that consistent with how you write in advertising or in marketing? So if a company sends you a letter, is that going to sound similar to when somebody picks up the phone and tries to sort out a problem for you? There are usually two reasons they might get in touch. So one is that their brand is not being perceived as strongly as they'd like, that the brand personality is not coming across. But the other big reason is that their customer service is not rating very highly, and people, the customers are fed up. So the consistency that I'm trying to help an organisation to achieve is going back to a core of values or the brand and say, well, so how does that apply consistently to all sorts of different situations? So to take an example, last week I was in a call centre and I was listening to call advisors looking after customers who are upset about the package that they've been sold, or they're thinking of leaving and they're trying to put that right. So one of the big things they're trying to establish is empathy. But at some point they have to read out the terms and conditions, and they've been written in a very legalistic style. So it's in complete contrast with the empathy they're trying to achieve. I want to rewrite those terms and conditions so that they sound natural, they cover the legal bases, but the call advisor doesn't feel that he's interrupting the flow of his call and can concentrate on the customer and giving them the right service. What I find fascinating about language, I think of language as almost organisational therapy. So when I'm looking at the writing and the speech that people use in an organisation in all sorts of different circumstances, I'm taking the temperature, if you like, of, it's a symptom of what's going on in the culture. And we say that we help companies sound more human, and really what we're trying to do is help individuals to be more human in their work, in their day-to-day work. So we'll go in and we will train people to write and to speak and to use more of themselves in their speech to make that connection with customers. And what's happened over the years is that we absorb the culture of an organisation, the culture of a company, and we absorb ways of, professional ways of speaking that we feel convey gravitas and make us sound intelligent and as if we're talking good sense. The problem is that a lot of those things that we clothe ourselves in, and the professions are particularly guilty of doing this, is that it uses jargon and business speak and styles of language that actually make things harder to understand for ordinary people. But the greatest confidence comes across when somebody is being clear.